Welcome back to On Football. I think you guys are going to like this video today. It's November, which means it's almost the end of 2017, which means I'm going to be giving you guys an end of year video, top 5 cleats of 2017. So this video is going to be different than my normal cleat reviews. In those videos, I go into all the technical detail. I have all these ratings for the cleats, and I rarely ever rank cleats because there's no best cleat for one person. It all depends on what type of cleat you want. Now, this video is different because it is for the people who don't want all that technical detail or don't understand it, and they just want to know what's going to be a solid cleat to get me through the season. Maybe for some of you new players or some of you parents who have to pick up some cleats for your young athletes. We're going to kick off this list with the number 5 cleat, the Force Savage Elite Cleats from Nike. This cleat had to make the list. In my opinion, it is the best dedicated lineman cleat that is on the market or has ever been on the market. This comes in 5 different colors, and Nike built this cleat from the ground up specifically for linemen. There's lots to like about this cleat. First, you've got the Zoom Air unit that's in the cleat that gives it the best cushioning that I felt in a cleat. Super absorbent, which is something that linemen need. It also has specific traction for linemen. The traction rating on this cleat was super high, if you remember that review. It has lots of stability for linemen, and then the cleat is super durable. It has this padding into the top of the cleat and all around that's built into the actual design. Right now, you can get this cleat for the normal price of about $140 on various sites. Definitely Google, check that out. One note, this is not Nike's version of the highlight cleat. I can't say that enough. I've said it in my review, and some of you, about half of you, are still gonna think this is Nike's version of the highlight. This is for linemen. Highlights are coming up. They'll also make this list, but here it is, your number 5 cleat. The number 4 cleat in this list is going to be a shocker to some, mostly because last year it rated so high in the list. Nike's Vapor Untouchable Pro is the number 4 cleat. We're going to start with the great things about this cleat that make it the number 4 cleat in this list. You can get this cleat in over 45 different colorways, all different designs, slightly different materials in the upper, different color combinations, 45 different colors. Now, this is also a dedicated cleat. This is going to be more for your speed players, and I would personally recommend it for your speed backs, for your receivers, and for your DBs, and maybe some of your outside linebackers that drop into coverage more than stop the run. Another good thing about this cleat is that the original price is $120, and right now, because it is the end of the year, you can find this cleat for as low as $90. So you can have a Vapor cleat for as low as $90. Previously, these cleats went for as much as $160. So why this cleat dropped a couple spots in the rankings from the number 2 spot in 2016 to number 4 spot this year? Well, it has to do a lot with the cleat plate. Now, this has some of the best traction, maybe even the best traction for a speed cleat that I've ever tested. Definitely check out that review. I'll put all those links below. But one of the things about this cleat is that the plate itself is a lot stiffer. So here I'm going to try to bend the cleat. You can see the pressure I'm using, it's not bending that much. Now, if we go back in time to 2014, to the Nike Vapor Carbon Elite 2014, you'll see this plate bends a lot more. It's a lot easier to bend, so it's not as stiff. There's a reason why Nike made the plate a lot stiffer. There's different requirements. Stiffer plates will prevent a lot of your ankle injuries, a lot of your foot injuries. However, as a player, I do like a more flexible plate. That's going to give me a little bit more lighter feeling. It's going to give me a little bit more maneuverability. So this is something that we're going to have to get used to as all the cleats are moving in this direction, to have more of a stiffer cleat plate at the bottom to prevent against injury. The number 4 and 5 cleats were position specific. Our number 3 cleat is going to be for a variety of positions. Number 3 on this list are the highlights from Under Armour. This cleat comes in at number 3 for a variety of reasons. The first being that you can get the highlight in over 40 different color combinations. That's enough to fit any team you play for, home and away, all your special unis. This cleat is also for a variety of positions. So you can wear this cleat pretty much anywhere on the field. This is gonna work for your quarterbacks, for your running backs, for your receivers, some of your lighter linemen, your DBs, your safeties, pretty much anywhere except maybe kicker or punter. Obviously, they're gonna use soccer cleats. But for everywhere else on the field, this cleat is going to work for you. Now, it has 40 foam at the bottom, so it actually molds to your foot. The cushioning is pretty good, so it's going to give you a lot of that impact protection. It's not going to give you a lot of that burst of speed like something, a Vapor cleat or an Adidas or even a Spotlight from Under Armour, but it is going to be very comfortable. The 40 foam is going to mold to your foot completely throughout the entire cleat. Also, when you think about the plate at the bottom, now the traction isn't going to be as good as some of the other cleats on the market, but it is very flexible. I just talked about that in the number 4 cleat. This one is going to be pretty flexible, so it's going to give you a lighter feeling. You're going to have more of that maneuverability. Of course, the sacrifice of risking some toe and ankle injuries. But this is the number 3 cleat. You can find this for about $99 right now, about $30 less than it retails. Our number 2 cleat this year has dropped a spot, but still pretty high at the Adidas 6.0s. Now these Adidas are from the Dip Collection. If you follow my reviews or Adidas football, you know that they made so many different collections of this cleat. They've got the Sunday pack, they've got the uncaged pack, they've got the gold cleats, they've got the dip pack, they've got the team pack. For all the color combinations I could find that are available right now, there are over 30 different colors. And when they released, I think there were even more. Now, even though this cleat is a dedicated speed cleat, it still made its way to number 2. Because it is a speed cleat, it has very minimal cushioning, a lot of ground feel, minimal cushioning. I would recommend it for speed players like your speed backs, your receivers, and for your DBs. Out of the box, it has a slightly better fit than anything else in its category. And because of the material in the upper and the cleat plate, is going to give a little bit of that better break-in feel right out of the box. Now this cleat has more of a flexible plate as well. You can see how easy it is to bend, and that's going to give it a lighter feeling, more maneuverability, but again, it's going to be at the expense of foot and ankle injuries. Even though this plate is more flexible than something like the Vapor cleat that made its way to number 4, the traction isn't going to be nearly as good. It's still good, but it's not great like the Vapor cleat. What's really great about this cleat is you can get them for as low as $55. That's a lot lower than the retail price of $120. This year we have a new winner of the top cleats of all the cleats of 2017. This is brand new for this year, the Nike Alpha Menace Elite cleat. This is newly developed by Nike. It's in the Alpha line, and really this can be used by any player on the field. It's a very versatile cleat. Now because it's part of the Alpha line, we know that there's a lot of cushioning in the heel of the cleat compared to something like the Vapor line, and it thins out in the forefoot. So you still get a lot of that ground feel, that turf feel, that grass feel that a lot of the speed players like, and you get a little bit more of that support that the bigger players like in the back of the cleat. Now that is going to make your foot feel like it sits a little bit higher. Some people like more of that low ground feel. And then we have a new plate at the bottom of the cleat. They've reduced a lot of the weight that's unnecessary. So all of the spine that you see here, this venom if you will, it's where a lot of the pressure is from your foot that actually makes its way to the cleat. So it's still very supportive while cutting out a lot of the weight. Now this is Nike's 3rd iteration of a knit material. The Vapor Untouchables 1 had the original fly knit. The Vapor Untouchable 2s had the fly weave. This is going to be a more durable fly knit, a lot like the Vapor Untouchables 1, with more protection in the toe of the cleat. So these ridges actually keep the lightweight, but also add some protection and durability to the cleat. Now if you watched my review, you remember that I talked about the fit. It didn't get that great of a rating of a fit. So listen to me very carefully. This is going to be very important. If you have a medium to narrow foot, you are going to want to go down half a size in this cleat. If you have a wide foot, you are going to want your true size in this cleat. So that should fix any of the sizing issues that you have. If you remember my review, I reviewed a different colorway that was a little bit bigger. This I went down half a size, and this, because it's fly knit, is going to mold to your foot and going to be really secure. So there's over 15 different colorways of this cleat. They can be had for about $160, which is $40 less than the retail price of $200. So this is the number 1 cleat for 2017. So use this list if you're looking for cleats to get before the end of the year, before all the new cleats are released sometime in the spring. Definitely use this and pick up some new cleats at a really good price for yourself. If I missed any cleats on this list that you think were the number 1 cleats, definitely use the comments. That's what they're for. Let me know what I missed. I'll make sure that I test it next year. Didn't get to all the cleats that were on the market this year, but these are my personal top 5. If you like this video, remember to give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.